Canada's leading Indigenous voices has died. Murray Sinclair, the man behind the Truth and Reconciliation Commission on Residential Schools, was 73. Sinclair was a judge, at times a senator as well. He passed away in a hospital in Winnipeg earlier today. The first Indigenous judge in Manitoba, the second in Canada. He also spent 5 years, yes, as a senator from 2016 to 2021. Murray Sinclair was born in the 1950s when Indigenous people didn't even have the right to vote. He would go on to become one of the most decorated and influential people to work in Indigenous advocacy. The Prime Minister releasing a statement, Justin Trudeau, saying in part that Sinclair dedicated his life to repairing Canada's relationship with Indigenous people. Trudeau going on to say he challenged us to confront the darkest parts of our history because he believed we could learn from them and be better for it. Cindy Blackstock is my guest. Cindy is the Executive Director of the First Nations Child and Family Caring Society of Canada. Sad news today, Cindy. I want to get your reaction to this.
Well, Murray lived an incredible life of light. He really was able to, walk into injustice with a flashlight and light it up in a way that it felt safe for the rest of us to follow, and to realize that by walking through that space of discomfort, we really created the possibility of uplifting us all in the country for the better. Not only addressing those who were harmed, but really building a fabric for the country that ensured everyone's better treatment.
Yeah, and I mean, we obviously had the opportunity, Cindy, over the years, many times here at CTV to interview him. I found him always, very down to earth, kind, warm, very thoughtful, and, trying to explain to Canadians from all walks of life, what was at stake for Indigenous Canadians.
Yeah, that's right. Like, he was a incredible legal scholar, but also a great learner of history. He owed a great deference to our ancestors, to the ancestors of the Peguis First Nation and his family and community. He wanted us to learn from the past, not just recite the facts, and bring forward from the past its strengths, but also not ignore how we recreated over generations patterns of injustice. And fundamentally, he believed that we were capable of doing better. And that's why he would go back into the past. He would listen to the stories of the survivors through the Truth and Reconciliation Commission, and before that, the Aboriginal Justice Inquiry, and in the courtrooms. And he would listen to these places as stories of learning, of possibility, so that we could create a better future for everyone's kids.
The other thing is the fact that he was a judge, he was also a senator, sort of leading by example, Cindy.
Yeah, he absolutely led by example, and he had a wonderful sense of humor and really brought in his pride for his culture everywhere he went. Well, one of the things I'll never forget is going to see his office in the Senate, and you've been into the Senate offices, go down these long hallways, and there are many flags of Canada on the outside, but you would know Murray's office because he proudly shared the Peguis First Nations flag. He really wanted to create spaces, even in what are often viewed as very colonial institutions, so that we can be treated with dignity and honor, and that we, could do the same for other people.
Remembering the legacy of Murray Sinclair. Cindy, it's wonderful to have you part of our coverage today. Thank you so much for this.
Thank you for having me.
Cindy Blackstock joining us. She's in Kamloops, British Columbia today.